we move on to the letter H of the Oxford Chinese Mini Dictionary. H. Ha ha. To express laughter. To express satisfaction. Aha. Hai. See also Huan. Still yet. Even more, still more.
他比我还高。
He is even taller than I am. Also, too, in addition, rather fairly to emphasize.
这还不容易。
This couldn't be easier. This is very easy, indicating something unexpected.
我还真忘了他的名字。
I really have forgotten his name.
还…… no.
Still yet.
我还没有吃饭呢。
I still haven't eaten.
还是
Still the same. Nevertheless, ought to, had better.
你还是不去吧。
You'd better not go. But in a really mild sort of way.
孩子
Child, children, son or daughter.
海
Sea or ocean.
海岸 岸 is the
Shoreline.
海
Is the ocean.
海岸
The beaches.
海边海边海关
Is the customs, like at the airport. Customs.
海关海军
Navy.
海外
Overseas, abroad.
海峡
Strait. It's a very narrow part between two land pieces in the ocean.
海洋
Seas and oceans, ocean.
害
Evil, harm, calamity, disadvantage, damage, injury. To harm, impair, cause trouble. Usually it's to scheme to harm.
害
Suffer from an illness or disease, or to become ill is
害病
to become ill.
害病害处
Harm,
害怕
fear, to be afraid.
含
Is to hold something in the mouth.
含含 you have to 含寒假
Is the winter holiday, winter vacation.
寒冷
Is bitterly cold.
韩国
Is South Korea, the country.
喊
Shout, call, yell.
汉语
Chinese language.
汉字
Chinese characters.
汉族
The Han nationality. Or rather, it's the ethnic group of Han.
人 Next sweat 汗
Perspiration.
出汗出汗
Is to perspire. It's to emit sweat.
行
line, road, trade, profession, line of business.
你喜欢这一行吗？
Do you like this profession? Also, for things that form a line, the line is
行
So I think when I started, because I don't speak Chinese often, okay, when I started, my H's were not clear. You have to kind of lift your palate and to expirate down.
韩汉
It's this, okay.
航空
航空, aviation, aeronautics.
航空信
Airmail letter.
毫不
Not in the least. Not at all. Not the slightest.
毫不
Okay. Without the slightest is 毫无. 无 means none of. 无 without. Okay. 毫无 without the slightest. Here's a common word.
好
But it's difficult to say. Means good, fine, all right. In English speakers will have too much of a draw on it. Oh, something like that. But it's
好
it's a tight syllable. 好. And you don't slide through the middle. You kind of have to kind of appear and disappear from the beginning to the end without smearing in the middle.
It's not 好 it's just 好
You didn't really want to draw out Chinese syllables.
好
See that? There's nothing in the middle.
It's not 好 it's 好
Yeah. In good health.
好健康
Chopsticks are easy to use.
筷子好用
Something that's good to taste is
好吃
or something that's good to drink.
好喝
But really, in English, it's just whatever's tasty. We just say, oh, that's good, right? Whereas in Mandarin, you would say, this is good to eat rather than good to drink.
好吃
Is good to eat.
好喝
Is good to drink.
好冷的天气
Indicates how cold the weather is. To indicate that you're completed with a task,
我做好了
I'm finished with the task. 我 me. 做 to do.
好
Good. 了 finished.
我做好了今天我要把作业做完晚上好去看电影
Today, I want to finish all of my homework so that I can go to the cinema this evening to watch a movie. So here it says in the dictionary this afternoon, and it's not correct.
今天
It's today. Okay? Unless you say,
今天下午
that's today's afternoon.
下午
Is afternoon. So you could say,
今天下午
which would be this afternoon.
我要把作业做完晚上好去看电影
Okay? Next.
好吃
Delicious.
好处
The benefit, advantage, profit or gain.
好好的
It's to properly, carefully, thoroughly do something or it's also a state of being well. Okay, so the example here is
你们要好好的研究一下。
you should research this thoroughly. Or if you say the state of something is okay, and then something got it messed up, you could say
昨天还好好的，今天怎么这样了？
So if somebody was perfectly healthy and then all of a sudden they fell ill, you'd say
昨天还好好的，
yesterday everything was fine.
今天怎么这样了？
What happened today? Okay.
好好的。
Next.
好久，
For a long time.
好久不见。
I haven't seen you for a long time. It's recruiting. Long time no see, essentially.
好看，
Good looking, attractive. It could be a person, a book, a movie, really anything, or a set.
好听，
Pleasing to the ear, pleasant to listen to.
好不容易。
It means with great effort. To say 好容易 is very, very uncommon to say 好容易 because it would be like a child going, oh, this is really easy, 好容易啊. And you don't say that. You say in Mandarin, it's also a cultural thing. It's a lot of negations. So you say 好不容易，好大的功夫。 So for example, like the one from before, which is 功夫, which is like martial arts. Okay, it's saying, oh, 我花了好大的功夫. It means that you've strained yourself to the point where you are literally like performing martial arts. 好不容易, same thing. I spent so much effort that, you know, 好, good, 不, negation, 容易, easy, okay?
好不容易才把这树砍了，我好不容易
with great effort, I chopped down the tree.
好玩
Interesting, amusing, fun.
好像
Seem as if, seem as though, to be like.
好些
Quite a few. Many of. Great deal of. Or if somebody said, how's your illness? You could say 好些了. It's getting a little bit better, or it's a deal better.
好
A mock sign signal. Or indicating numbers.
今天13号
Today is the 13th.
号号子
Is a horn, bugle, or a bugle call.
号码
Is a number.
号召
Call, appeal to, attract.
号召号召
I think the ZH is
召号召
okay. 好, good, like, love, to be fond of. Or, oh, here's the 破音字. It's called a 破音字. It's 破音 is like a disjunct sound, I guess. Which it's the word with that particular meaning, but it's pronounced differently.
号
Versus 好. So 好 is 好的破音字, and 好 means good. 好 means to be eager to learn, to be apt to, or to be liable to have a tendency to. So if you're easily angered, then you are 好生气, apt to lose one's temper. Okay. Next. 喝, to drink. Drink an alcoholic beverage. 喝醉, to get drunk. 合 is to come together, join, combine. If you shut your eyes,
把眼睛合起来。
okay, it also means to agree, accord to be equal to add up to be equivalent to.
1英镑和13块人民币。
和 equal to. £1 sterling is equal to 13 yuan in renminbi. Suitable, jointly, together with others. To collaborate is to
合作，合作。
next.
合法，
Legal means in accordance law. You're compliant with the law.
合算，
Worthwhile,
合理，
reasonable, rational.
合适，
Suitable, fitting, appropriate.
合同，
is a contract or agreement. Okay.
合算，算，合算。
It's worthwhile. I think it's calculatedly because
算
is to calculate. Okay, so maybe 合算 is worthwhile because it's worthwhile once you've calculated the odds and whatnot. Okay.
合
connects parallel expressions and together with.
我和你一块去。
I'll go with you.
他和我一样高。
He's as tall as I am.
和平，
Peace.
和气，
Polite, kind, gentle.
和
River.
何必，
Why bother? There's no need to.
何况
Let alone not to speak of.
这个问题，连老师都不懂，何况我们学生呢？
Even the teacher cannot understand this problem, let alone us students. Grammatically, it's very awkward.
盒子，
is a box or case.
一盒茶，
Yeah, a box of tea leaves.
黑，
The color black.
天黑了，
Sky is black. It's getting dark.
天
Sky.
黑暗，
Dark.
黑暗的一面，
Dark side or darkness.
黑板，
Chalkboard or blackboard.
嘿，
Hey.
痕迹，
A trace or mark.
很，
Very, very much so. Or quite.
恨，
To hate. To somewhat regret. It's not exactly regret, but there's a way to express regret using the word.
恨，横，
Horizontal, cross, sideways.
红，
Red.
红茶
is black tea. Tricky. Just remember that. We don't have black tea, we have
红茶. We don't have 黑茶, we have 红茶.
Red, but the Western world calls it black tea.
红绿灯.
Traffic light. We call it red, green light.
红绿灯.
We skip the O.
红旗.
Red flag, banner.
洪水.
It's a flood. Now the word shui, okay? A lot of people will say shui, and that's not correct. You want to keep the syllable as tight as possible. Shui. Okay, so it's almost like if you say shui, okay? Shui. That's like really bad, okay? It's not good Chinese, okay? You want to basically kind of average that motion and keep it tight. So instead of shui, okay, you want to keep it, average that motion in the middle and say shui. Just keep it really tight. Shui. Like shui. Shui. It's a tight syllable.
洪水. 水. 猴子.
Monkey.
后.
Later.
以后.
Okay, after lunch is
午饭后.
You can think about it being like robotic almost.
午饭后.
Like a robot speaking. If you think about robot speak and then you speak Chinese syllables, it will be closer to native sounding than if you used a Western language.
后边.
Backside or the rear.
后代.
Descendant, later generations.
后代.
后果, result, consequence.
后悔.
Regret, feel regretful.
后来.
Later on, afterwards.
后门.
The back door.
后面.
面 is the face. Okay, 后面 is the backside. Okay, it doesn't say the word side, but really 后面 is the backside.
后.
头, the head. It also means the backside.
后年.
Is the after next, 2 years from now.
后天.
Is the day after tomorrow.
后天.
The day after tomorrow.
大后天
would be that day after the day after tomorrow.
厚度
is thickness.
厚 is just thick.
Large, substantial, generous is also 厚. Okay.
呼
is to call out, exhale or breathe out.
呼吸
to breathe or respiration.
忽然
Suddenly, all of a sudden.
忽然 忽视
is to ignore or to overlook.
忽视
视 is your eyesight. So
忽视
is to not pay attention to.
忽视
to overlook.
胡乱
blindly, confusedly, or recklessly. It's really, the last word is the most accurate. 胡乱 is recklessly.
胡说
is to talk nonsense or to talk recklessly. Talk nonsense.
胡说八道
utter rubbish, just a lot of lies.
胡同
a lane or alley.
胡同
I think it's 胡同.
胡同
Never heard that before.
胡子
beard or mustache.
胡
is it kettle for tea?
一壶咖啡 is a pot of coffee. 一壶茶
is a kettle of tea.
湖
is also a lake.
糊涂
is confused, muddle-headed.
糊里糊涂
it's a colloquialism to say, oh, you're really like just not in the situation and your mind is somewhere else.
糊里糊涂的
So if you got tricked by a bad salesperson,
我糊里糊涂的就买了
I just was not in a good state of mind when I bought something.
互动互相
Mutual.
互 and then 相
is the neutrality word.
护士
is a nurse.
护照
passport.
花
flower, blossom, bloom.
花
yeah, you don't want to say 花. No.
花
short syllables. Multicolored, variegated also means
花
or if your eyesight is bad,
眼睛花了
it means you see like, all sorts of patterns that aren't there.
花钱
is to spend money.
花时间
is to spend time. Okay.
花费
expenditure, expenses.
花园
flower garden.
华侨
is a person who is a Chinese person overseas.
华侨华人
a Chinese person with a non-Chinese nationality. Yeah, so I remember I was in China, right, using their squat toilets. It was very obvious. I was like very awkward, right? So the ladies who were cleaning up the bathroom, they were actually very pretty. Like all the people in the international airport, right? They're all very beautiful ladies, but they're cleaning the toilets. And they're just like, oh, 华人. They called me 华人because they were like, oh, she does not look like she knows how to use a squat toilet. I was like, yeah, I don't know what that was about. I was like, oh, I hate these things. Like ever since they smell, they're gross, and somehow it's just very strange that you have to squat, In any case, so I remember 华人, a foreigner, a Chinese person with a non-Chinese nationality. Okay.
划船
is to paddle a boat. Make a scratch or cut is also
画
I think to make a scratch or cut is literally
画一刀
means to make a knife mark.
滑
slippery, slick, smooth, cunning, crafty.
滑冰
to skate.
滑雪
is to ski. 雪 is snow.
冰 is ice. 化
transform, change, turn into, melt, to dissolve. Okay.
现代化
modernization. So to become modern.
化
is the word to become, transform.
化学成分
chemical composition.
化学 is chemistry. 化学反应
chemical reaction.
化
again, to delineate, draw a line, to assign, transfer. Or a stroke of the pen is a
笔画
B is the pen,
画
is the stroke of the pen.
画
is also to paint or draw.
画画
is to paint. Hua is also a painting or picture or a drawing. Hua bao is pictorial, illustrated newspaper or magazine article. Hua, speech, language, words. Hua ju is a modern drama or play. Hua ju. Okay. Huai, arms, heart, bosom, to cherish, harbor feelings.
Huai nian,
to miss or to cherish the memory of, to think of.
Huai yi,
is to doubt or suspect.
Huai yun,
is pregnant, to get pregnant.
Huai,
Bad, broken, ruined. As food or other perishables, to go spoiled. To become spoiled, to get out of order.
米饭坏了
The rice has gone bad.
累坏了
Makes you tired to the point of extreme.
气坏了
Terribly angry.
坏处
Harm, fault, disadvantage.
欢乐
Happy or merry.
欢送
To send off is in a celebratory fashion. Farewell party, sent off.
欢喜
Happy, delighted, like, to be fond of, delight in.
欢迎
Welcome, greet.
还
To return or to repay.
请你把钱还给他
Please return the money to him.
还
So a ring or loop, a link.
环境
Environment, surroundings, circumstances.
缓慢
Slow, sluggish.
幻想
Fantasy or illusion.
唤醒
To awaken someone.
唤
Is the to exclaim. Okay,
唤
is to call someone to make them awake.
唤醒
Xing is awaken.
唤醒唤起
You're calling someone up. It's also the same as, like, you know, not quite the same because they don't necessarily have to be asleep.
唤起
It's to call, to rouse. Okay.
交换
Is to exchange.
换换一句话说
Is to say it in another way. Put it another way. In other words.
换
Is to contract an illness.
换荒
Waste, barren, deserted, uncultivated.
荒凉的地
Is like wilderness. Land that is wilderness.
慌张
Absurd, flurried, confused.
皇帝
The emperor.
黄
The color yellow.
黄瓜
Cucumber.
黄河
The yellow river.
黄昏
Dusk.
黄油
Is butter.
谎话
Lies, falsehood.
说谎
To tell a lie. The color gray is
灰
it also means ash or dust.
灰尘
It's dust or dirt. Wield or wave.
灰
To recover is to
恢复
it also means to restore or establish It's also in the noun form, recovery or restoration.
回
To return, to go back, answer, reply, reciprocate, turn round,
回答
answer, reply,
回教
is a religion, Islam.
回来
To come back, to return.
把钥匙交回来
It's a command to say to return the key.
把钥匙交回来
Okay, now,
回去
is to go back to return.
把书还回去
To return the book.
回头
Turn the head around, repent, change one's ways.
我回头去看他
Indicates a time. So it means you'll go and see her later. So if you're running your errands, you're going this way, on the way back, you'll see somebody.
我回头去看他回想
To think back, recollect, recall.
回信
Is to reply to a letter or a letter of reply.
回忆
Is your recollection, your reminiscence, or to recall or to recollect.
毁
To destroy or ruin.
会
Remit, coverage, gather together, collect. Compilation or collection. Okay, here's another word for this.
会用计算机
计算机 in Chinese language is computer.
计算
Is to calculate. 机 is a machine.
计算机
is a computer. To be able to is 会. Okay. To be likely to be going to be sure to.
You say 会不会会
And then the negation,
不
and then the word again.
会不会
Do you know how to do it?
会不会下雨
Or will it? Is it going to rain?
他会很多语言
He's skilled in many languages.
他学会了这个技术技术 is skill
Okay. He has mastered the technique. Okay.
恐怕你会太会了太累了太累了恐怕你会太累了
The assumption is that there's an I in there, but it doesn't put the I in there.
You can say 我怕你太累了
Then that would be I'm afraid you'll be too tired.
But this just says 恐怕你会太累了 It's a hypothetical
that is expressing a worry. Meeting, conference, party, association, society, union.
会议
So 会议 is a meeting.
会场
It's a meeting place, conference center, assembly hall.
会话
To engage in a conversation, dialogue.
会见
To meet with or meeting.
会客
To receive a visitor or guest.
会客时间
时间 is a slot of time, a period of time.
会客时间
It's visiting hours.
会客室
Is the reception room.
会谈
Is to hold a negotiation, to talk or to discuss. Negotiation, discussion or talk.
会议
Meeting, conference.
浑身
From head to toe. The whole body. 昏迷 is to feign to lose consciousness, to be in a coma, or the noun coma.
婚礼
Wedding ceremony.
婚姻
Marriage
混
is to confuse or mix up, to pass off for, pass off as.
他混进了会场
He can't his way into the conference hall. Okay, it also means to live aimlessly.
他在香港混了1年
He has idled away a year in Hong Kong.
我跟他混得不错
I get along with him rather well. Okay.
混乱
Chaos, disorder, confusion.
活
To live, be alive.
活儿
干活, to work. I mean your job, typically. Or physical labor.
活动
Activity, event, to move about. Get exercise. Loose, movable, mobile.
活泼
Lively or vivid.
活跃
Invigorate. Animate. Lively. Active, dynamic.
火
Fire, anger, temper, firepower, firearms, ammunition.
火柴
Is a match.
火车
Is a train.
火车站
Is the train or railway station.
火鸡
Is a turkey.
火箭
Is a rocket.
火药
Gunpowder.
火
Is folks.
一大伙人
It's a large group.
Or if you say 这个家伙
That's used to indicate somebody has a negative quality, like he's a gangster, or he's just a thief, or he's
这个家伙
okay.
伙伴
Partner, companion.
伙食
Usually indicated when it's room and board, that kind of food.
伙食
Is like if you were working and you jointly had food with your co-workers and it was provided, that's
伙食
like if you worked in a restaurant and everybody ate together at a meal, that's your 伙食.
或者
Okay.
或者 or 或者坐火车去或者坐汽车去都可以
You can either go by train or by car. Maybe, perhaps, probably.
货
It's actually goods that's being transported.
货
Is could be goods, products, or commodities, but usually it's when the goods arrive in a large truck and you're putting it away in a warehouse. That's 货. Okay.
货币
Money or currency.
货物
Goods, products, merchandise.
获得
Is to obtain, acquire, gain, win, achieve, reap, or harvest.
获得
Okay. Last word.
祸
Misfortune, disaster. And that is the end of H.